Dear students, welcome to Democratic Politics. Chapter 2. What is democracy? Why democracy? Why we need to define democracy? We need a definition only when we come across a difficulty in using the word or clearly understanding the word. We need a clear definition because different governments call themselves as democracy. Let us start defining democracy in a simple manner. We will first find out what does the word democracy means. Democracy comes from Greek word demokratia. In Greek, demos means people and kratia means rule. According to Abraham Lincoln, democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Democracy is a form of government in which rulers are elected by the people. So, let us take this as the starting point to define democracy. The simple definition allows us to separate democracy from forms of government that are not clearly democratic. In case of Myanmar, previously known as Burma, it gained freedom from colonial rule in 1948 and became a democracy. But the democratic rule ended in 1962 with a military coup. In 1990, elections were held for the first time after almost 30 years. The National League for Democracy, led by Aung San Suu Kyi, won the election. But the military leaders of Myanmar refused to step down and did not recognize the election result. Instead, the military put the elected pro-democracy leaders, including Suu Kyi, under house arrest. In Chile, on 11th September 1973, General Augusto Pinochet led the coup, and Pinochet became the president of the country and ruled it for next 17 years. From a government that was elected by the people, the power shifted to the military officers. Pinochet's military dictatorship came to an end after he decided to hold a referendum in 1988. He felt confident that in this referendum the people would say yes to his continuing in power. But the people of Chile had not forgotten their democratic traditions. Their vote was a decisive no to Pinochet. In case of Poland, in 1980, Poland was ruled by Polish United Workers' Party. This was one of the many communist parties that ruled in several countries of Eastern Europe at that time. In these countries, no other political party was allowed to function. The people could not freely choose the leaders of the Communist Party or the government. This also applies to monarchies. The kings of Nepal and Saudi Arabia rule not because the people have chosen them to do so, but because they happen to be born into royal family. Let us go for the next module, features of democracy. According to our simple definition, who are the rulers? What is the type of election? And who are the people who can elect their rulers? And what kind of form of government is democracy. Let us understand these questions with the help of some examples. Major decision by elected leaders. In Pakistan, General Pervez Musharraf led a military coup in 1999 and he overthrew the elected government and declared himself as chief executive of the country. Later, he changed his designation to president. In 2002, he issued a legal framework order and amended the constitution. According to this order, the president can dismiss the national and provincial assemblies. Pakistan has had elections. Elected representatives have some power, but the final power rests with the military officers and General Musharraf himself. People may have elected their representative to the national and provincial assemblies, but those elected representatives are not really the rulers. This gives us the first feature. In a democracy, the final decision-making power must rest with those elected by the people.